In this video, I'm going to show you a few examples of how to find the difference quotient. Now, finding the difference quotient really boils down to a three-step process. You're going to have your original function, and you're going to replace all the x's in the original function with x plus h. Then you're going to subtract your new function that you'll have after doing this by the original function. And then the third and final step is you divide everything by h. So let's look at a few examples. Let's look at this example, 4x minus 9. So first step, we have to replace this x with x plus h. So let's put 4x plus h minus 9. Now let's distribute this 4. It's going to give us 4x and then 4h minus 9. Now the second step is to subtract this by the original function. So the original function was 4x minus 9. Now we have to distribute this negative 1 here. So we're going to get minus 1 times 4x. It's going to give us negative 4x. Then minus 1 times negative 9. That's a positive 9. 4x plus 4h minus 9. So right here you see we can simplify a little bit. We have a negative 9 and a positive 9, so those will cancel each other out. And we have a 4x and a minus 4x, and that'll cancel, leaving us with just 4h. And then our final step, we just have to divide this by h, pretty easy. And we can just cancel both these h's, and that leaves us with just 4. Let's look at another example. 6 minus x squared. Let's start by replacing the x with an x plus h. And let's work this out. X plus h times x plus h. Now you might already know by looking at this that the answer is going to be 2x, or I'm sorry, not 2x, x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. But if you don't see how I got that, we'll work it out real quick. X times x is x squared, x times h is xh, h times x is xh, and h times h is h squared. And if you add these two xh's together, you're going to get 2xh. So that's how we got that. So let's plug this in. 6 minus x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. And we also need to put this in parentheses. So let's distribute our negative 1 to all of this. 6 minus x squared. This is going to become a negative also. Minus 2xh. This will also become a negative. Minus h squared. Now for step 2, we want to subtract our original function. So minus 6 minus x squared. Distribute this negative 1 to make this negative 6 plus x squared. Just two negatives will make this a positive x squared. Alright, plug the rest of this in. Alright, so as you can see, we can do some canceling here. We have a positive x squared and a negative x squared, so we can cancel both of those. We have a negative 6 and a positive 6, so we can cancel both of those. And that just leaves us with negative 2xh minus h squared. And then we just divide everything by h. And then we can cancel our h's. Just one of them. Just one of the h's from this h squared. So I should have just kept the h here and just cross that out. So we'll still have an h. So now we just have negative 2x minus h. And that's your answer. Negative 2x minus h. Let's look at another problem. All right, 2x squared minus 3x plus 9. So let's replace these x's with x plus h. 2x plus h squared minus 3x plus h plus 9. Once again, we're going to use the same method here that we did in the last problem. So we just know that this is going to become 2 times x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. And this is going to become negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times h is negative 3h. And we still have our plus 9 there. And let's go ahead and distribute this 2 into this right here. So that's 2x squared, 2 times 2xh. It's going to give us 4xh. 2 times h squared is 2h squared. And then we fill in the rest here. So let's see if we can do any canceling. And it doesn't appear that we can here. So now we're just going to subtract this by the original function, and I am kind of running out of room here, so I'm going to try to make it as small as I can. Minus, so this right here, 2x squared minus 3x plus 9. So now we got to redistribute everything in here. I'm going to start by just filling in everything else first. I'm going to move a little over here. 2x squared plus 4xh plus 2h squared minus 3x minus 3h plus 9. Then negative 1 makes this negative 2x squared. Negative 1 times negative 3x. That's going to give us a positive 3x. And negative 1 times 9 will give us a negative 9. Now there's some things we can cancel. We have a negative 9 and a positive 9. We can get rid of that. We have a negative 3x and a positive 3x. We can get rid of that. We have a negative 2x squared and a positive 2x squared, so we can get rid of those. And it leaves us with just 4xh plus 2h squared minus 3h. 2h squared minus 3h. And the final step, just divide this by h. And that'll allow you to cancel the h's. So this h will be gone completely. This is an h squared, so just one of the h's is gonna be gone. And then this h, there's just one of them, so we can get rid of that. And it'll make our final answer 4x plus 2h minus 3. Any questions? Comment below.